Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Germs, welcome to Dilettante Ball. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Ball, we go on Wikipedia.
We click on an article.
And we talk about it.
Yeah, we cut each other off. Johnny, have you watched Sabrina, the what the fuck is it called? Sabrina's Dark Fantasy? That's not what it's called.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina?
Yeah,
have you watched any of it?
I've watched the first 2 episodes and it fucking rules.
I'm like halfway through the second episode. It's so fucking good.
It's really good. It's so much, like, I wanted it to be good and it's better than that.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
constantly surprising me.
It's got everything.
It really has everything.
Like teen drama,
Right.
the literal devil.
The literal devil. They're not dancing around it.
Well, they are.
Yeah, right. In the middle of the woods at midnight, they're dancing around him.
It's so good. And it's like, it's crazy progressive too, which is so awesome.
Yeah, it's really progressive.
Yeah, it's great. Like the first episode, they form a club for intersectional feminism.
Yeah, right. Like the main bad guy as of right now is like the dickhead like chauvinist principal.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Who, you know who it is?
No.
Bronson Pinchot.
I know that name.
You might know the character that he played from the island of Mypos, Balky Bartakamus.
Oh shit. Fucking My Cousin Vinny or whatever his name is.
Yep, My Cousin Vinny.
The Utes. What the fuck is that show's name?
Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
That is very crazy. There's gosh, okay. He's very good in episode 2 specifically. There's something near the end that's really good that you'll appreciate.
I'm excited to see it.
Okay. Like when I saw it, I was like, wow, I didn't think this character was going to come back in this way. This is really cool.
It's God, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Also, people just get killed in the show.
Yes, it rules. It rules.
It rules pretty hard.
It makes me want to be a witch.
Yeah, I know.
You know who's great? Oh shit, what's his name? Her like cousin or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't love him at first, but I like warmed up to him like real quick.
Shit, what's his name
In the show?
Yeah, it begins with an A.
I don't know.
Arthur.
Did you just get possessed?
I wish. Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
It's It makes me kind of want to watch the original Sabrina Teenage Witch to see like what the similarities are, because like her what do you call them? Not a niece, aunts.
Yes.
Her aunts are very interesting and different from each other, and I don't think that was the case in Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Me neither, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've watched so little of Melissa Joan Hart's version.
A little disappointed that Salem doesn't talk.
I love that actually.
In the comic, if I remember correctly, he talks, but
Sure.
he's not
He's not a wisecracking smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I whatever. To each their own. I just really like that. I like how like everyone's familiar. They can talk to it and understand it, but no one else can hear it.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool like twist.
I just wish every cat was Lion Cat.
Yeah, I would take a Lion Cat version of Salem.
Is that? I guess are those familiars in Saga? Kind of.
I have read so little of Saga.
Sure.
What I have read is like the first 4 volumes or whatever, but that was like years ago.
Sure.
Oh, sorry everyone.
It's fine. Well, lucky for you, the article we got is Saga.
Yeah, right.
Oh God. Oh. Okay. I first saw this. This was a roller coaster for me.
Okay.
And I think that you'll experience the same one.
All right.
Burke, Idaho.
Okay. Did we not? Were we? What?
We've never gotten this.
Okay.
Burke is a ghost town
Well, here we go.
in Shoshone County, Idaho.
Sure.
United States, established 1887, sorry. Once a thriving silver,
1887.
lead, and zinc mining community, the town saw significant decline in the mid-20th century after the closure of several mines.
Oh, man. It's so recent.
I know. In its early years, Burke was home to the Hercules Silver Mine, the owners of which were implicated in the Idaho mining wars of 1899.
Whoa.
Both the Hecla
1899 is when Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place. So maybe we'll come across this.
Okay. Both the Hecla and Star mines also operated out of Burke, and the town was a significant site during the 1892 Coeur d'Alene labor strike. Burke's location was within the narrow 300-foot wide Burke Canyon, resulted in unique architectural features such as hotels built above the railway and Canyon Creek, with the train running through a portion of the hotel lobby.
That's really cool.
That's radical.
And this became a ghost town.
After several natural disasters and years of decline in the mid-20th century, Burke mining operations finally ceased in 1991.
No way.
With the closing of Star Mine. In 2002, about 300 people lived in or nearby Burke Canyon, though Burke itself had no residents. It's located about 7 miles northeast of Wallace at an elevation of 3,700 feet, 1,130 meters above sea level. It's accessed from Wallace on Burke Canyon Creek Road. The town is located approximately 100 miles south of the Canadian province of British Columbia and roughly 5 miles west of the bordering U.S. state of Montana.
It's so interesting to me. Like playing through games like Assassin's Creed or this Red Dead game where they're, not necessarily 100% historically accurate, but they give you enough to sort of put yourself, sort of like whenever you see colorized photos from like the Civil War or something.
Those are crazy.
Yeah, it's sort of like it really like puts you there. So you have it like it's much easier to grasp.
Yes.
But, so as I'm playing through like Red Dead, I'm thinking about these sorts of towns that spring up that are created for one specific industry or purpose. Like this is a sheep town.
Sure.
Sort of like Chicago was sort of like a big hub for livestock. Like all the trains would like had a hub in Chicago because of the livestock,
which is so strange now,
right? Because we don't do that anymore, right? Was In the Jungle based in Chicago?
I believe so.
So anyway, so towns like this that sprung up because of like a mining thing. When the mines dry up, everyone just leaves because there's no reason to be there anymore.
Yeah,
like that's so interesting to me. Like how many other there's probably tons of other like little places like this,
Oh, for sure. I mean, when we went on our Route 66 trip, we drove through a ton of places where it was like, well, this used to be kind of like a tourism spot, but when they built the highway, nobody came through anymore. So
it makes me wonder about towns like the ones that we grew up in that don't have a specific purpose. Like why are all those people there? Why did it like?
Well, suburbs,
right?
But it's different nowadays too because
I never
there's
grew up
like
in a suburb though. Like you could say it was kind of like a suburb city of like Orlando maybe or something.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess technically I am not from a suburb of Orlando either. Right. But it's like
the proximity is
it's exurbs.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. So like, because I assume your town, my town certainly came about much. I think our town, the city I grew up in, was not incorporated as a city until like the early 90s.
Okay.
And when we first moved there, it was like just unincorporated county land.
I see.
But I think now where it's like, well, we'll just build a place here because people will move here for nothing. So like
Florida might be unique maybe, or not unique, but like like obviously there's towns like this everywhere where this is just a town, people live in it. Some people do real estate, some people do whatever.
Right. But I think Florida is unique because most of the jobs are like service and tourism, or not
certainly
most, but
in Central Florida,
a high,
and South Florida too probably. Yeah. Okay. Most of the majority of Florida. Yeah.
But also like. In like the town where I lived, it was either you drove to Orlando for work,
okay,
if you worked in an office, or you were like a lawyer or a realtor locally, or you worked in service or like in a grocery store or something.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
There were just no other jobs. But
that's so strange. It's like this weird little ecosystem of like we live here like I work at the Lowe's, and then when I'm off work, I go and eat at Captain D's, or I buy groceries at Publix, and the workers there are working there to go buy lumber.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's just this weird like self-sustaining thing. But I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me.
But that's everything.
It is
everything. When you think about it.
Totally.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. It's like everything is right here.
Right. I don't know. It's just like this. And I guess that's just how, everyone just sort of, the majority of people do that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's weird for me to think it's weird, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, most people don't live in cities.
Right.
I think.
I can't corroborate that. That's
or maybe more people do.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. And then what's the purpose of like what we're doing? Like working at like an office job or whatever. Like
nothing.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't accomplish anything, right? Whereas like at least if you're working at like a Lowe's or something, like sure you're not the guy cutting down the trees, but you're the guy like helping people do a tangible thing. Like you have a hole in your wall, I will help you fix it. Or at the very least show you to the aisle where you can fix it. Yeah. There's like tangible goods and services being rendered that improve people's lives, even on a small degree. It's so interesting. I mean, you and I and our old improv buddy Patrick talked about when we first moved here. We were like, man, why didn't we go to trade school? Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this stupid like comedy thing?
Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like even like what did your dad do for a living? Sales. Okay. So my dad built computers. So that's much closer to like I guess what I'm describing. Like he's tangibly helping people do a thing. Not that your dad didn't. I don't know. Maybe your dad sold computers.
Boner pills.
He sold boner pills. Yeah. I mean honestly, and like a sales job is at least like, oh, here's a thing that you need. I'm providing a service for you. Like all the jobs I've had in Chicago have been like sitting at a computer, like doing data stuff. I don't know. I worked at Grubhub, so I guess I helped people get food.
Sure,
I guess.
My job's a little different. Like since I'm an office manager, so I help everyone else do their job.
Right. Yeah, you're like it's one step removed from right. Like even if the company is a thing, but like even like a janitor at a hospital, like sure he's not fixing patients, but he's allowing the facilities to,
sure.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like he's not the chief of surgeon, but he couldn't do his job.
The chief of surgeon.
The chief of shit.
And neither are you.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a person? What's the most important job on the earth? Could you even quantify that? Is it impossible?
Yeah, maybe doctor, maybe teacher.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that ecosystem idea, right? Like,
you can't have doctors without teachers,
right?
But you can't have teachers without doctors.
I've always said that. You know this. Yeah, or maybe it's something even like small. Yeah, maybe it is teachers. I don't know. I think about that. I've been thinking about that recently since I've been back in college. Like, taking for granted like anything I know is because of a teacher. Like, let's say we were back. It was like 1850, right?
Okay.
And you and I like maybe went through like third grade and then stopped.
Sure.
Like there's just a billion things we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
All from just not going through school. Like humans on their own don't know anything.
Right.
So someone has to teach them about shit. And that's wild to me. Because like in America, everyone just gets taught. So everyone's more or less, everyone's at like a base level of knowledge about stuff.
Right.
More or less.
Or
like everyone can add and subtract for the most part.
Or at least the idea is that everyone should.
Yeah.
Sure, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Broadly speaking, everyone's more or less at a certain level. Like we all can communicate with each other and,
But because someone taught us, but cats just know. No one has to teach a cat to shit in a box. Well, I'm being a little silly, but
yes, right.
Yes, no one has to teach an animal. The only things that people teach animals are like, do this dumb trick or like, don't piss on my couch.
Right.
But a cat shouldn't know what a couch is anyway.
Yeah, like all the things that animals do, they just know how to do them.
That's crazy.
Right.
What instincts do people have?
I took a course recently that did mention this. There's like 6 things that we instinctually know how to do, and they're all like really shitty, stupid things.
Smell.
It's like that. It's like at that level. Yeah, it's like
smell, touch, taste. Sleep.
Basically.
Horny. And eat.
Yeah, I don't even think eating is instinctual. Yeah, like crying is maybe like instinctual.
Great.
You know what I mean? Like, it's things that make sense.
The worst things babies do.
Yeah, it's all
crying, shitting,
Uh,
breaking.
breaking. Yeah. Like we can't, like when a giraffe is born, they just stand up and walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so fucking crazy.
Right. And we can't do any of that shit. So like,
why do we suck so bad?
I think the reason is like, if we were to develop in the womb to the degree that we need to be developed, we wouldn't be able to leave the womb. And so
We'd be too big.
So
make people bigger.
So we, right? I mean, yeah,
bigger
right.
moms.
What happened? Where are all the big moms at? That's what I want to know.
But yeah, it's weird that was like the
That
course
was
of evolution.
evolutionary
It was
path.
like, well, we could either make big moms or
Right.
dumb babies, and we
Right.
chose dumb babies.
Maybe like big people just couldn't survive. Like they were too big for this world. I don't know. Do you know, like maybe they couldn't hide from tigers.
Sure,
Or, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And so the smaller, and that because like we've gotten, oh man, I'm onto something here. Because remember, everyone knows Abe Lincoln is like
100 feet tall.
He's 100 feet tall, right? He was actually like 2 or 3.
That's pretty fucking tall.
That's as tall as I am.
You're not 6'3".
I'm 6'2".
No shit.
Yeah, straight up, dude. And so, but he towered over everyone at the time because the average height was smaller.
Is that a myth that people used to be shorter?
I'm saying it right now. I don't think it is a myth.
It feels like a myth, but
I know what you
I'm
mean.
gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
I don't
I don't
it's a
know
myth.
why, but I will.
Like Napoleon, who everyone says is short, he was actually average height, and he was like 5'5", 5'6", something like that.
Okay.
But so I guess what I'm getting at is like now that tigers aren't eating us for the most part, we're free to be taller now, and so now we have bigger moms. you know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah. So will we have bigger babies?
Maybe we'll start
Big moms, big babies.
only on the Learning Channel. Maybe we'll start having like 10-month fucking.
Whoa.
Maybe we'll start working our way back up to it, and then maybe when our kids get born, they'll come out walking like deers.
What if? Holy shit! What if babies were in the womb for like a year, and they just came out and they were like,
What's up?
"Let's do it."
They came out speaking English across the board.
All babies
speak
All
English.
babies speak English. Then they have to learn
What
their
a-
language.
What a step up that would be, right? If, like basically every baby was now bilingual. Man, can you imagine?
So like every baby would come out learning English, but American babies would come out knowing.
Well, they would know English too, but then I guess that wouldn't work. What if it was like a roll of the dice?
Or what if every baby is just born knowing Esperanto?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the most useful language. I think we're onto something. We need to make bigger moms so we can get these good babies. I'm tired of these bullshit babies.
What would happen, like, and this is maybe some sort of, horror experiment,
Okay.
but there you can like induce labor.
Okay.
What would happen if you had a large enough mom
Okay. Sure.
and you were able to,
Exduce labor.
yeah, like stop the labor from happening? Like, how would the baby?
Is it a natural thing? Maybe like your body just kicks it
Yes.
into this level of.
Well, like eventually the body would be like, okay, the baby's done.
we're
It's
done
time.
here.
But what if you stopped that? Would the baby
Still develop.
as it would outside?
I don't know. It's a good question. A question we'll probably never know the answer to.
Yeah, because it feels bad.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's so many questions that we'll just never know because it's like, well, can't do that. Unless we can get, maybe in the future, well, here's a great question for you. Let's say in the future we were able to develop a computer program, something like that was sophisticated enough to exactly.
Model that?
Right.
Sure.
Would doing experiments on that model be inhumane?
Do them
Because it's technically a computer.
Yeah, but
to-
is it just modeling the biology, or is it modeling
It would
like
have to be everything.
so it would be artificial intelligence?
I guess so.
Well, that's the same thing with any sort of AI,
Right. I'm just asking questions. Because then, like by that logic, like if there were such a person that was devoid of like emotions or something, would it be logical or not logical? Would it be ethical to do experiments on them because they don't care?
Well, no.
Well, so what's the difference between doing that with an AI?
Yeah, I don't know. Would the AI be programmed to care?
Right, exactly. And like, if it didn't care, does that skew the data? Maybe there's some weird intangible thing.
Speaking of AI programmed to care, someone just sent me a GIF from the third from Star Wars Episode 3.
Okay.
And it involves the battle droids because they're programmed to like feel pain and fear for some reason. That's what reminded me.
Are they? Is that like in the movies? Is it?
I mean, they're constantly like saying "ow" and like running away and stuff. So yeah,
that's messed up.
But at one point, when Grievous and Obi-Wan are fighting, Grievous turns on his lightsabers, and there are two battle droids in the background, and one like taps the other one on the shoulder, and he's like, "Check it out," and gestures towards the fight.
No way!
It's so cool.
So they're programmed with like curiosity, or
yeah, it's like, "Hey, Doug, check it out.
This is cool. Look at this."
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so interesting.
Yeah, but it's just like, I mean, that movie's been out for 15 years.
Yeah,
and
I'd never been made aware of that. Huh. Yeah. Well, maybe it's like emotions or whatever, like whatever those would be classified as, like make them more suited for battle.
I think that's the sort of deal.
So like maybe pain and fear, obviously they're not things you want to experience,
but it helps.
Yeah. Like maybe like running away from battle allows you to regroup and come back stronger.
Yeah.
Like so interesting. Because like on one level it feels like mean, but it's like, well, it's for your own good. Which is
that's true.
What pain is, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole idea is like, oh, this thing is bad. I need to stop doing this now.
Yes.
Right. I think we've covered a lot of ground today, Johnny. I think this is the one we're going to submit to the the podcast awards. I don't know that we could really improve civilization any better than
Big Moms.
Than Big Moms, which they've already tried to make a movie about.
Boss Baby.
Big Mama's House.
Now, the premise of Boss Baby, which I have not seen, is that all babies are smart.
Is that the premise?
I think so.
Are you thinking of Baby Genius?
There's a trailer for a movie that everyone needs to watch. It's called Spies in Disguise.
Okay, redundant.
I'm... Whatever you think will happen in this trailer does not happen.
Okay.
Don't read anything about it. Just watch the trailer for Spies in Disguise. I'll show it to you as soon as we're done recording.
Okay.
It's going to be the best movie of all time.
Okay. Smell you later.
Is their website www.wwe.com?
Shit, it is.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.